Call the Calhoun County Council meeting to order with the October 28th meeting. John, if you will go with the invitation, please.
Lord, for your presence with us, we thank you. We just ask you to give us wisdom and guidance as we conduct the business of the people of this county, and that it will serve them well, and we're going to glorify you, just intervene in our lives. We pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. I have a motion to approve the October 14th meeting.
So.
Second.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor, motion aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. James, you got a committee? Steve?
No, sir.
John?
No, sir.
Ken?
No, sir.
Anybody have any appointments?
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
I come back. Okay, no resolution or proclamation. All right, yeah. Yes. Okay, President of the Calhoun County Library Board member. What's that there?
Let them speak for themselves, man.
Well, I don't have a name.
It's we didn't know which board member is coming tonight. So,
Oh, okay,
So, we're glad it's great. See, we said no, it will be her.
okay.
I'm Beverly Graves, with President of the County, this is Kenneth Green.
Okay. Is that thing on, Ken?
I think so.
Dustin.
No.
It's not, I just don't know.
Got too many buttons in there right now.
Just speak up, we can hear you.
Yeah, we're here.
We can hear you if
That's
you're.
all. Just got to speak into it. You good?
I'm with this, Scout Troop. I'm with the Scout Troop.
Hey, that's my son Count. He's with Scout Troop 428, and he's here tonight to request permission to build a little free library and have space at the Calhoun County Care Center. That was the reason he was here tonight with the
Just one of the board members.
board members from the library. I don't know too much about it.
I'll answer any questions.
Mr. Chairman, we were told by another board member from the Friends of the Library that this was going to be an Eagle Scout project. So we wanted to make sure we got that in front of y'all tonight. I apologize, we didn't know which board member was coming, but they wanted him to be able to come in and request that he be able to put this little building out in front of, I guess it was Calhoun Cares over at John Ford, where they want to put it. And essentially, it will be called a little free library, and anyone who's interested can come and open the door and get a free book is essentially what it's there for, is to promote reading books in the county. That's the way I understand. I'm glad, if you want to go into detail, please do.
That's exactly right. We were interested in promoting reading in the community and placing one where people could pick up a book, or if they have one to donate, they could, read one, put one in there.
Could I ask, will we be able to see a drawing or some kind of rendition of what this is gonna look like?
Yeah, I think he had, so what he's wanting to do is for his Eagle Scouts.
Right.
And I think he has to do a proposal, so I'm assuming a drawing would be included in it.
Okay,
I just had to get with his scout leader to see, get all the details about it. But he was coming tonight just to request to see if it was possible he can get this built and put up over there at Calhoun County Cares.
well, I'm also the chairman of the board at Calhoun County Cares, and certainly, we are open to anything that would bring people into our organization. And the ministry that we do throughout the county is very important. And there are lots of books in there that if he wanted to even draw from our collection, which the library probably has some books that they always have some books that they're trying to call their collection. So, and anyhow, I'm not proposing tonight that we do it till we see his proposal.
Y'all don't have a problem with that?
I don't have a problem with doing it. No, not at all. I'm just saying that we would like to see once he has his proposal in order.
Yeah. Tell him don't,
Yeah,
we're not gonna bite.
Yeah, we're not gonna
We're not
discourage
gonna bite.
Yeah.
So,
And-
I mean, if it's something not right, then we'll get with the administrators or
Yeah.
whoever, and we'll see, can we get it right? We don't wanna discourage him from doing that project. I think it's a good idea.
Right, tell him to always remember this, when he gets up to speak, that the crowd out there, they ain't listening anyhow. They don't, tell them don't worry about it, just look at them and go on. I used to be the same way.
Mr. Chairman, you can go online and look at pictures of these as they exist in other places right now.
I've
So
seen it in
it's-
other places.
Yeah, I think we should get.
I'm sure we can work with it and get it done.
Yeah, we can get it done. You need a motion on that, Ted?
Yes, I would.
I have a
Okay.
motion that we approve this.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we, what's the thing, Kenneth? Allow Kenneth to go forward with this, we're presenting a proposal to us that would, show us what he's gonna do for, Calhoun County Cares location.
All right.
Second.
Have a second. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Good luck
you.
to him.
All right.
Thank you.
Somebody go,
Then we're gonna carry that over, Mr. Chairman, we found out, very late, because these weren't able to be here today, so she's asked us to carry that over.
okay. All right, Mallory Coffey, Keep South Carolina Beautiful, state leader. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing tonight?
Right.
Thank you.
It's good to see y'all. I met some of y'all at the South Carolina Association of Counties Conference. This past, what was that, August? Sometimes those summer months just run together. And again, I'm Mallory Coffey.
Are you wanting to do a presentation?
I can do with or without.
Which is your preference?
Here it is right here. Just in case, it's the only thing on there.
That's who you need to give that to right
There you go, darling. Thanks. I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Do y'all wanna come down?
Y'all need to walk down and watch her.
I'm sorry, y'all. Get your steps in though.
We're high tech here.
That's right. It's very exciting about the new library. I see them all over. I see them put books in it. I'm gonna turn around this way. So I can
Oh, man, I gotta see this thing on twice, I get to see it.
Can y'all see that okay?
We're gonna cut down the line.
Oh, okay. Cool, thanks. All right, so again, I'm Mallory Coffey. I am originally from Danvers, South Carolina. I started working for Calhoun Pride about 3 years ago as the Keep South Carolina Beautiful State Leader, and I love my job, y'all. Every day I wake up and I get to go to work and do beautiful things, whether it's planting trees or picking up trash or teaching other people how to do these types of programs or helping increase the recycling rate across South Carolina. So I'm here today to just give you a quick update about what we do at Palmetto Pride and Keep South Carolina Beautiful. We're a nonprofit that focuses on reducing and eliminating litter across South Carolina. We do that through education, prevention, awareness, and pickup. Now, Keep South Carolina Beautiful is one of the programs under Palmetto Pride. So I'm going to do a quick overview about what that looks like and how you all can get involved, and also explain that there are other opportunities for you to get involved with. These opportunities include receiving some grant funds from Palmetto Pride, which is always nice. So we work to inspire and educate people every day to take action to improve and beautify their own communities. We do that through programs that are focused on ending litter. And these photos that you're about to see are from projects that happen in South Carolina. We do, again, focus on recycling and beautifying their communities. And in fact, across America, we have more than 3.4 million participants in programs this past year. So that's 3.4 million people cleaning up, beautifying, helping with recycling. Those $2.4 million helped clean up 71,000 miles of roadways across America. And they picked up more than 262 million pounds of litter and recycling. That is just crazy. It's astronomical. So when we think about those numbers, what we like to say is, well, why wouldn't you want to be an affiliate at this point? Why wouldn't you want to have a group that's solely focused in your county on beautification, litter, and recycling? It sounds like that might just be 3 people's jobs, but across South Carolina, across America, one person does all of this all the time. What they do is they help coordinate different efforts. So if you have issues like this, do y'all have issues like this in Calhoun County?
Yeah, we got one road up there in Sunny Plains.
Oh man. Well, if we have more time, I'd say let's go clean it up right now. But we are all kind of dressed for a council meeting. What we do is we go around and we find issues like this. And we think to ourselves, well, what does that cost? That's one of my favorite questions to ask. When I look at this, I think, well, it doesn't just cost the trash bag to go pick it up. Because there are a lot of issues here. You got to cut the grass behind it. But we have to buy the lawnmower first. Then we have to put the gas to put in the lawnmower. We have to pay the person to cut the grass. We have to pay for the maintenance in that lawnmower. We have to pay for the trailer to put that lawnmower on, and then the truck to attach the trailer to. We have to pay the landfill fee to dispose of the trash or the recycling after it's done. If DOT for some reason can't go help us clean that sidewalk, we'd have to pay for that. That bench looks a little messed up, so we have to pay for that and pick that up. The gas to put in the truck to go pick up the paint and everything here. So by the time you look at an issue like this, it's so much more than just litter. It's about blight in your community. In 2009, a study was done by Keep America Beautiful that said governments, that's state and local, they spend on average about $1.3 billion a year cleaning up issues like this. Now, cities pay for the most of that with $797 million. Do you guys have an extra $1 million laying around that you could do something like this with? I see you laughing, but it's for real. It's like issues that you see out here, things that you know, like, hey, we need to clean this up. We need to make sure that we do this. But how do we do that? What Keep America Beautiful does, and as the Keep South Carolina Beautiful state leader, I would come in and I would teach your group the behavior change method. And it works. I promise you it works. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, but we have grant funding with the resources from Keep America Beautiful. What we do is we teach people how to get the facts. What are the actual issues? Is it a litter problem? Is it a homeless issue? Is it the fact that we just forgot about this trash can in this area? It's an honest mistake. Or is it the lack of a trash can in that area? So then we're going to go and prioritize the behaviors. We're going to develop and implement that action plan. We're going to make sure that we have the funding to do this so we are successful. We're going to go out into the community, let them know what we expect. A written expectation could be updating your local ordinance to say, hey, this is what we expect of you as a citizen, and this is what will happen if you do not meet that expectation. But it just doesn't stop there. So many times we implement programs in our communities that we don't follow through with, or we don't realize we don't have the manpower to take care of. And from what I understand, here in South Carolina, that's the biggest issue. As I said before, we work on awareness, enforcement, pickup, and education. So you can do all those things, but if you don't have an enforcement officer that you can pay to get these things done, it doesn't matter that you're doing all those other things, because you're just moving around in a circle. Or if you have enforcement, but you don't have pickup, what's going to happen there? So what we do at Palmetto Pride is we find issues like this, like that you have right here. We help you with these awareness campaigns. We help you with grant funds, whether it's to pay overtime for an officer that you already have, or you just need a litter officer in your community. We can come in, we can help you with those grants, and we will make sure that you are successful, that you have that foundation. And if you want to go further, by setting up an affiliate, we will come in, we will pay for the affiliate fee up front, we will help you get this board together, and we will make sure that you can move forward and be successful. Now, I know that I'm saying we'll do all this up front, but we just don't stop at the upfront place. This is actually a picture of some of our affiliates at our state conference. We have meetings throughout the year, and these ladies and gentlemen right here are some of the most dedicated, committed people I've ever met in my entire life. You don't have to do anything from scratch. When you become an affiliate, if you work with us on a grant to get a litter officer, we come in and we make sure, hey, you need our bylaws, we've got to sit right here and look at these. You need an idea for a program, here's an idea for a program, take it. It's okay to steal anything from another. Just let them know you're gonna do it before you take it. Now, as I said before, this doesn't happen overnight. It's kind of like when you're in college, and after your first year, you gain those freshman 15. Well, fixing litter issues in the community is the same way. It's gonna take time. You're gonna have to look at those expectations. You're gonna have to find out, hey, did this work? Did this not work? Well, why didn't it work? Let's step back and look at that. If you want to go through with the process or learn more about becoming a Keep America Beautiful affiliate or even getting a litter officer, there are different steps that you have to go through. For the affiliate, you do have to set up go through an application process that I'll walk you through. Then you have to select a community team. These could be potential board members. These could just be potential volunteers. Then you have a meeting, you have a training, and during that process, you find out, hey, this is what I have to do. I have to do a litter index where I drive around the entire county and figure out what I have to do to find out what the litter issue is. So is this an illegal dumping issue that we have in Calhoun County, or is this an uncovered load issue? You find out who does what, and you put it together in a big binder. So if for some reason your person leaves, the next person can step right in. There are other requirements that you also have to fulfill, but again, I'm here to help you along the way. I'm like 30 minutes down the road. After you complete those requirements, you have another meeting that you have to have. That's where your entire board comes together, and you do that the night of a county council meeting. At the county council meeting, I walk in here with a big Publishers Clearinghouse check. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? So we have one of those with a full amount for a grant. Depending on how large your county is, if you have more than 15,000 people in Calhoun County, then you get a $10,000 startup grant to do what needs to be done for this program. After that, you will qualify, or you can get up to $10,000 just for a Keep South Carolina Beautiful grant. The litter enforcement grant is also available, and you have other grant opportunities from Keep South Carolina Beautiful, Palmetto Pride, as well as Keep America Beautiful, DHEC, and many other sources. When I was in Bamberg, in less than 3 years, because of the affiliate, they gained more than $500,000. That's one of the smallest counties in the state. Bamberg can do it, anybody can do it. But becoming an affiliate, y'all, it's not a small deal. Hiring a new officer is not a small deal. These are big things, big commitments. But when you do it, it shows your community that, one, you care about it. It shows potential industry that, hey, I want you here. We want you here. We've got people here to help work for you. We've got the commitment and the stand behind, because we're tired of seeing issues like this. When we see issues like this, when you have an affiliate, when you hire that litter officer, it turns into this. This becomes your solution. I'll say it one more time. It is not something that happens overnight. It is not something that's just a straight arrow. Again, I come from local government, and I think some people think that you just go straight up. It's not like that. It's the ladder. It's crazy. It's different things that you have to do along the way. But again, we're here every step of the way. And we so appreciate you allowing us just a few moments to come here and talk to you all. We look forward to answering any possible questions that you might have about grant opportunities and to coming to Calhoun County to work with you all in the future. Do you have any questions right offhand?
I guess you need to talk with Ted, get him squared away about what you want to do or what you think we ought to do.
Well, thank you again to all the council members that we spoke with at SCAC. We greatly appreciate the opportunity to sit down and talk with y'all and make this happen.
Good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Here we'll get rolling. Now, we don't have a deputy sheriff here tonight.
About to say,
I've already texted,
y'all cut the fund in the time.
they're supposed to be on the way.
Huh?
They're supposed to be on the way.
Okay.
Okay.
Here they are.
Matter of fact, look at that time.
You can tell, boy. All right, Ted.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Since she's about to give her first couple of reports to you, I just want to take this chance to recognize publicly in her first meeting our new Deputy Administrator for Operations, Ms. Lena Hawkins. Ms. Hawkins comes to us from Parksville via a lot of local governments, including most recently in Lake City, and she is going to be handling the role that I handled under the previous administration. So I just want to publicly recognize her.
Okay.
You ready to do your first?
Yeah, you want to get a picture with her? You want to get a picture with her?
I'd say on that previous thing, somebody follow up with her. Ted.
I will.
I'd
Ted.
be interested in
Absolutely.
seeing what direction you can. Good point. Grant money's always good.
Okay, go over there and take a picture of me. You and that.
Good thing about posing with me in the pictures, you will already look nice, but you'll look at it.
Good evening, citizens and county council. I appreciate you all having confidence in me to want to work with me, and I'm glad to be here. Everybody's made me feel quite welcome so far, and Ted, I appreciate you holding the reins until we get straightened out a little later. Tonight I'm bringing a report on the Animal Control Department for the month of September. The department fielded 44 complaints that led to 55 complaint trips. 2 of those calls were fielded after hours. We had 4 calls from with the town of Matthews, which led to 3 trips, and none from the town of Cameron. A total of 27 animals, 21 dogs, 6 cats, were taken into the shelter during the month. All of them were either redeemed by the owner, adopted, or sent to a rescue organization. Although we've had a goal of 0 euthanizations, why did that help? I have a tongue tag title, excuse me. Euthanizations, there was unfortunately 1 cat that had to be euthanized. There was only 1 court case in September where the defendant was found in violation, resulting in a $200 fine. We took in $655 in donations and had $930 in medical expenses. There was a $30 impounding boarding fee as well, and I'd be happy to take any questions you may have on that. You have the quarterly report in your packet, as well as a mosquito control program record and a monthly report for September. All right. We also have a update for you from a previous report earlier in the month, I believe. We'd like to update the council on the impact of the recreation department as seen through total registered participants in the following programs. The gymnastics program has 31 active participants with 8 waiting to come into the program. The soccer program has 112 active participants, and the soccer championship games are scheduled for November the 5th. The 5 and 7-year-olds will play at 6, and the 8 to 10-year-olds games will start at 7. The First Tee Golf program has 11 participants active, and we'd be happy to take any questions you may have at this time.
Ted, Tyrone, tell Tyrone to check. I've had a lady told me that she enjoys going to see kids play soccer. But on the weekends when those older people are playing softball and all, they got loud music going on, they're drinking beer, and throwing cans out down there and things like that. And that place is too nice. I mean, it's a nice facility.
Yes, sir.
And check to make sure that that's not going on or whatnot. We need to have all that noise. a lot of older people live right around there,
Yes, sir.
and so,
We will make sure, I'll check on that.
okay. All right, anybody else got any questions? Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
On the old business landfill closure proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted to bring y'all up to date on where we were with the landfill closure process. As council remembers, you voted to formally enter the process of closing the landfill. And as part of that process that we've gone through with DHEC, we have discovered that we have to make a decision about what to do with the disposal of our permit as part of that process. And obviously, council is not interested in expanding the current landfill or purchasing more property for a new landfill that we work on. We kind of want to get out of the landfill business. But we then have to decide if with our current permit, we just want to let it expire, or if we want to possibly sell it, which we're allowed to do one time if we want to. But that, we found out that's a very complicated process, and we would like to see if y'all are interested in exploring what that would entail. And to do that, I would suggest we get some professional help from a firm that's got a lot of familiarity with that process. And so I'm looking for, if y'all are interested in that, I'm looking for y'all to give me the authority to engage a firm that's got that kind of experience to bring back to council our options and what we can do with the permit if we so choose to do so.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we authorize the administrator to move forward with negotiating with a firm to explore what to do with the permit.
Okay, we have a second. Any more discussion? I think that's a good idea, and, there's no need to there's a possibility of good income coming off of that if we don't completely close it out.
And it is perfectly appropriate that we can pay for those professional services from that firm with the landfill closure process funds that we budgeted in this year's budget. So.
Okay. Any more discussion? All in favor of the motion, aye?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. All right. And the update on the John Ford renovations?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I wanted to bring council up to date on some exciting news about the phase 2 renovations at John Ford. We are basically complete with those now. As a matter of fact, we're down to one item having to be cleared up before there is a full CO given to the facility. As y'all know, we have put brand new bathrooms on the banquet hall at John Ford so that people no longer have to cross through the gymnasium to get to the restroom. We also have renovated the kitchen, and part of those funds came from a USDA enhancement grant to help with the kitchen equipment there. And if you haven't been through here yet to see it, please do so. And I encourage anyone from the public to walk through there and look at it. It's really nice. And it's got a nice hood in there. We've gotten a big walk-in refrigerator, walk-in freezer, and it's going to serve 3 main purposes. It will allow folks who want to pay a vendor fee to come up there and maybe make some homemade products of their own there. They'll be able to do that. It will certainly be a staging area for caterers for events in the banquet hall or in the community room at John Ford or in the gym. It also will be a place where TRMC or OC Tech, if they want to, can have culinary classes or educational type classes. People learn how to do some healthy cooking. I certainly need to be the first one to sign up when they do. And so it's going to serve a lot of good purposes for the public. And I encourage you. Also, we use some funds from USDA through another grant to put air conditioning and heating into the gym. So it is now a year-round climate control facility. And I just think that if you haven't been over there yet, please go take a look as soon as possible. So.
And what I think may be a good thing, I understand we got some upcoming work sessions. If we do have some extra time to take the whole council over at one time.
I think that'd be great.
You got, the floor's been redone in that gym?
No, sir.
Any other questions? Ted, you can, since you got all that kitchen and all done, you can go over there and cook us a full Thanksgiving dinner.
I don't think y'all would wanna eat my cooking, but,
Well, you got enough people around here, you can get a soup, somebody to soup.
Well, just so y'all know, Calhoun County Cares will provide a meal for you on Thanksgiving if you wanna go over there. And it will be catered, and it's catered by, Lizard's Thicket, and, anybody's welcome to come and eat for free.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
That's right, y'all had it last year.
We've done it for years.
Yeah, I know it's been over years, but.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
if it doesn't involve a grill, I don't think you wanna eat my cooking.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, update on the city of Casey's wastewater agreement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As y'all remember from, previous administration, for a couple of years now, we've been dealing with, the issue of whether or not we were going to, keep using our wastewater treatment facility up near the original Zeus project on 26, or whether or not we were going to send our wastewater to Casey, to their regional wastewater plant, and, working with DHEC, especially when the rest area was closed as part of the I-26 widening, the decision was made back then that we were gonna go ahead and send our industrial wastewater to Casey, and we got an agreement with them, that allowed us to be a customer essentially to send all of our industry's wastewater to them. And we have not been having any discharges at our wastewater treatment plant since then. Unfortunately, as part of that, y'all might remember there was a consent order, that was involved with DHEC that said we needed to make sure we clarified through a formal amendment to our wastewater ordinance that we were going to be, adopting Casey's pre-treatment plan. And we had to wait until the city of Casey actually passed their new one earlier this year. It was in the spring when we actually talked about this, and they finally have done so. And so we will be, wanted to let y'all know, we will be bringing y'all at the next few council meetings the amendment we need to do to our ordinance that makes it clear that we're sending our, sending our wastewater to Casey for our industry, from our industries in the upper part of the county. And, City of Casey has been, they've been great to work with on this. They have made it clear that they will coordinate with us anytime they're gonna be visiting our industries, and so I think we've got a good relationship there, and DHEC is very pleased with the progress we've made. So I just want to bring it on for that.
Okay, but we still able to maintain ours though, right?
We can if we want to. The DHEC has allowed us to hold on to the permit for our wastewater treatment plant, because we don't want to lose that capacity,
Sure.
especially when it comes to economic development. It's important that we keep that capacity, but we're not discharging anything through that plant right now, is what I'm saying. It's all the ones.
Well, that's what I wanna make sure, because, you know, I don't want DHEC to cut us off with the permit.
No, sir, they understand why we want to keep that.
You got the permit yet?
We have the permit already in hand, we've had it.
We do?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Right now, just to let y'all know why it's so important, we have 300,000 gallons a day of capacity with the city of Casey, and that's based on the size of our lines, so we could have bought more, but that's the maximum our current lines will take to Casey. We got that, working with a 50-50 grant with Santee Cooper. You may remember we upgraded our pumps at the I-26 industrial park so that we could get up to 300,000 gallons a day to Casey. The current plant, the wastewater treatment plant we have, our package plant, has 120,000 gallons of capacity if we need it. So we have a total of 420,000 gallons a day. We're currently using roughly between 80 and 120,000 gallons a day, depending on whether it's slow usage or peak usage. So we have some good capacity available right now. If the development comes that we think is gonna be coming over the next 10 to 15 years up there, we're gonna have to keep all the capacity we can.
Right. Anybody got any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other old business come up at this time? Anybody got anything? Okay, on the new business, the cancellation of, okay, the meeting, that's, Veterans Day, so we won't have a meeting on Veterans Day. And we'll use, what, the 19th, is that it?
Mr. Chairman, I got that in our report for the work session. We'd like to replace that, but I'd like y'all to just formally cancel the meeting on the 11th so that we can notify the public.
Okay, I have a motion, we,
Mr. Chairman, I move we, cancel the meeting on November the 11th.
Second.
okay, like, we go, that's, and we'll make it up by having a work session on the 19th. I have a motion and a second, any more discussion? Okay, all in favor of the motion, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. All right, anything else on the new business tonight? Ted, you,
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you,
four
Mr.
items you got.
Just real quick, just a few items. I want to let y'all know that, as you said a minute ago, we want to hold that council work session on Tuesday, November 19th at 9:30 a.m. right here in the council chambers. And we'll get y'all the agenda, as soon as we can ahead of time. We're
I
gonna
thought
do.
we chose a different date on that.
Well, I called you about that last week. Didn't
Oh.
want to have talked to you yet.
Oh.
It was on the 20th.
It was originally going to be on the 20th, but we
Okay.
need to back it up today, and I appreciate y'all doing that.
Okay. No, I work out.
You all right?
I'm very happy.
Okay.
Yeah, no, my cell phone died, so I'm working on
Oh,
communication.
Then I want to let y'all know, we had the first of our two introductory public meetings for our building and planning review, on October 21st. It was right here, and we had about 10 people come, and I have to say, most of them were from the up part of the county that were here. You can tell that the energy and the focus on this is clearly going to be from the up part of the county, although, as you know, we have some issues that are going to affect the lower part of the county, such as solar farms and other things. But there's no question that most of the intensity and focus is going to come from the upper part of the county. The next public meeting is going to be in Sandy Run at the EMS training room, where we had a similar meeting of this type. It will be a drop-in type format like this first one was, and it will be on Monday, November the 18th at 6 o'clock. We'll give people time to get there after work. And we'll hold it open until 8 for anybody that wants to come participate. Mr. Gardner from J.R. Wilbur Associates will probably make his opening remarks at about 6:30 that night. But main thing is to get as many people in there as possible to give us input on where things currently stand with our planning and zoning codes and ordinances and policies and maps, and to get their feedback. So that we'll know what direction to go, if we want to make any changes to where they'll be and what the focus will be and that kind of thing. So again, that'll be Monday, November 18th at 6 o'clock at the Sandy Run EMS Station Training.
Okay.
And I'll be happy to answer any questions you have about that before I move on to the other items.
Anybody got anything?
And thanks to Carl Nelson for being there for this public meeting as well. Mr. Hagler and Ms. Hawkins and I were able to attend a community development block grant workshop on October the 22nd in Blackmore over in Baltimore County that Todd put on. And I can tell you that it was very interesting and very informative, and we went through all the list of potential grants that are available. We have confirmed that once we closed out the jumper station fire truck CDBG grant that we got a couple of years ago, we do not have any open grants at this time. So we have the ability, if we want to, in 2020, to apply for both the community enhancement grant and an infrastructure grant. We can have up to two open at the same time if we want to. A lot of good potential there. We talked about one in particular that might be a good way to partner with the town of St. Matthews to do something with the land in between Bates Park and Lake Inspiration and John Ford. And there were some other examples that don't come to mind tonight, but I think that it's a good chance for us to go after some of those funds because we don't have any open grants. And I certainly would refer to Mr. Hagler and Ms. Hawkins if they want to add anything to that about that meeting.
Yeah, they did a lot of discussion. A lot of it is local government, like the towns. And I kind of had a chance to talk with Mr. Pope. I think I was the same day, and we had to deal with a lot of it. And there's some things the town and the county will be able to partner with those things. And Cameron's not excluded either. I mean, but we need to take a hard look at that. There's a lot of stuff we've been letting go in the other counties been getting. So we will get more involved with that.
Dr. Moore, Doctor, you got anything you'd like to add to?
I'm glad that y'all went to that training session, sir. I think that's a great opportunity, as Mr. Felder just said. And I remember going through the process with you with the fire truck. And that's a great opportunity. You've got a clear slate right now, and I think you've come up with some good projects. And I'll also talk with you about some good projects on Mr. Felder's next point on the agenda.
Thank you. Okay, good. All right, Ted, you got anything else?
Yeah, yes, sir. Thanks for recognizing Dr. Mulder, because I will definitely go do that in this item. The next COG Transportation Advisory Committee meeting, the TAP meeting, is gonna be in Calhoun County at John Ford on November the 19th. The good news is that for the 2045 long-range transportation plan, y'all might recall, we were really working hard to make sure we got some projects in there that if we do a good job lobbying for them, could end up on the state's improvement priority list and the COG's regional improvement priority list. And if that happens, they'll be in line to get some transportation funding from the COG. As y'all know, in the most recent round of funding, we did not get any funds, and Orangeburg County had numerous projects in there. I think it was 13. I'm pleased to say that we had 14 projects that were submitted this time, and we have the most of any county in the COG region. Actually, Dr. Mulder, you can correct me, I think we submitted the most of anyone this round of any of the counties in the COG region. So hopefully now we can go to do the hard work of turning those submitted projects into ones that get moved into the priority list, and we start capturing some of the transportation funds that we've been missing out on here in the county. Dr. Mulder, you want to add anything to that?
If I could, Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Yes, actually, the list was a good long list of some great projects. Also, SC Dot, let me stand up here so you can see me. Okay. SC Dot had their own list in regards to safety projects and intersection projects. Great deal of those projects are up on Sandy Run. We want to make sure that those projects receive funding from the long-range transportation plan and our TIP. As you know, that goes through a process. Process used to be a 7-year window. Now it's going to be a 10-year window in regards to putting those projects in there. Like I said, Sandy Run is just filled with all those projects with the growth up there. It doesn't mean there aren't other projects throughout the county. There are. But yes, so there's a significant amount of great projects that can be done here, and we hope that we get funding for that. That being said, while I've got the floor for a moment, just want to let you know, y'all have your council work session on Tuesday, November 19th at 9:30. And as Mr. Felder mentioned, our meeting is going to be at 10 o'clock over at John Ford.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Don. Anybody got any questions about it? Okay, thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming over and back.
Always a pleasure, sir.
All right. Anybody else?
Mr. Chairman, that's it for me.
Anybody got any questions for Ted?
Mr. Chairman, I move we go into executive session, right?
All right, moving right along. Can I have a second to that?
Second.
Okay.
That name was chosen by the previous administrator, Mr. Lauder. I just want to.
The previous administrator, not Mr. Loud.
Good name, very good name.
Very good name.
Okay.
We think it all be good.